Aloha and good day. Welcome to Moana's Divine Readings. And these readings are for the advice for career, job, that soul mission. Basically, what are the energies that are coming through for that divine mission in life, and interpreting that into, energies that coming in for career and entrepreneurial energies, if you will, or just basically career and job, whatever, wherever you are at in your journey right now for career wise. All right. Well, thank you and welcome. I am Moana, the Hawaiian Gypsy, and so these are my readings. My readings are set up a little bit differently. I always pull the energy. I do a collective monthly read for the collective, and then I always bring those energies into every reading. So I started doing love readings, and now I'm working on the career and job, which is very exciting. So and these are my first time doing the career readings on for YouTube here, so that's exciting for me, and I hope you enjoy, and we'll get started. So speaking about the collective energies coming in, and again, remember, this is always a general read, and so it's not going to resonate with everyone, so just take what you need. Basically, I'm trying to keep it short and simple for y'all. So basically what came out for the collective energies, we had when I do my collective readings, I always pull from the Mayan Oracle cards. These are the 20 star glyphs of the Mayan calendars, and basically they're the spirit guides from the Mayans. And I always pull one from there, Keakua, one from the Hawaiian Healing Intentions card, and then of course from the Isis Oracle card. And so we have Ish. He's a number 14, which is 5. So basically, right off the bat, change. And one of each star glyph has certain personas that they relate to. And one of the personas that he relates to is like the magician. He is actually the jaguar heart. And so he relates to energies of the magician, the shaman, and that kind of, spirit animal that walks here on earth. So he has the transformative energies as well, which is very interesting. He came out this month because of the fact of all the energies that are happening, a lot of transformation, a lot of new beginnings, and there's no coincidence that the magician energy is coming out, because it is time for creation. It is time to take what we have, be very creative with that, and put it out there. So a lot of that, and this is where all this inner work is happening right now across the world. A lot of healing is happening, so there's a lot of benefit to what's going on. One thing, when I was taking karate, one of the things, the advice my sensei would say to us, there's always a good thing comes out of a bad thing or a negative experience, and it's the power within us to find that good thing, that positive, that light, awakening essence that propels us forwards into success and continuing growing on our journey. So Ish is kind of like, he's that magician that is taking what he has, because maybe at the moment, some of you watching this, I'm feeling that there has been a lot of loss. So where can we find the beauty in that? Well, the beauty in that is when we have less all of a sudden what we're used to, all of a sudden it propels us to go more deep inside and reach into our creativity, our creative self, that creative energies that basically that comes from that sexual chakra, that universal, the kundalini energy, all that creative energies, and it's like, okay, you know what, I actually have abundance, because now I realize what I've lost. For right now, moving forward, I actually didn't need that. This is kind of messages coming through. So how that resonates with you, just take it how it resonates with you. But basically those are the messages that are coming in right now. And that is, okay, so we had this great loss, and now, so I'm not looking backwards, I'm looking forward. I'm going to take what I have, because that is the point right there. I am the magician. I didn't need all those things because they were external. I have even greater power when I look inside internally, and I use that creative power within me and create what it is meant to be created through my power, right? So, and so when I do the these kind of like business, career, job reading, I use the messages from the karma cards there, and they are laid out right here. So I try to save time by already having certain cards already laid out. And so as we're going to see, we have a lot of fire energy, and it's really interesting how we have Mars coming out, and Mars rules Aries, and then Aries came out, and I swear I really shuffle, and then we have the 4th house. Okay, so these cards give the guidance from the planet, the sign, and the 4th house. So really interesting. A lot of fire energy, but then we have the balancing of water energy, Cancer, which is also nurturing. So right now, and that's where Keakua comes in, God of Goddess, and it's oneness. And oneness with spirit, okay? So that is the main message, is aligning ourselves with our divine self, with also with the, the divine creator, if you will, and put your own spin on that, how that resonates with you. But the divine creator, and aligning our creative energy with the divine creation, okay, with that divine creative energy. And when we do that, that is when we really step into our true power, okay? So there's a lot of energies coming in. It's very exciting. So there is a tendency with this Aries energy, and Aries the ram, there's that tendency of just propelling forward, and because it's exciting. But right now, I mean, that's the energy that we're starting to feel, which is great, but it's still internalizing that fire right now. So right now is still not exactly the time to be exactly manifesting. It's the time to be creating. Now creation happens in energy first, okay? So if we do think about, fertilization, like a sperm and egg, for example, that sperm fertilizing the egg, and then basically that's all energy at the moment, okay? And so that energy has to do its thing. It's very fragile at that particular time because it's all brand new, and that's where the stage we're at. So it's a lot of fire, a lot in those cases. If you ever see, there is a documentary that shows the whole stage of when the egg gets fertilized, and then the whole thing. I'm sorry, I'm not saying the right word, fertilized, but when I'm getting all these other messages, I can't, my own English language gets lost, but you know what I mean. Anyway. You put that word in the comment box if you like. But when that gets fertilized, then it's like a lot of electric energy and explosive energy, and that's what's coming in, because this is the stage right now. It's all new. It's all brand new, and it's all being creative. It's all forming in this creative magnetic power. And so we also want to be wise with this power, okay? So there's that energy is showing us it's coming in, right? And then the 4th house is talking about, okay, now we got to house that power in our right form, in our right, molding, okay? We got to mold that power to the right, and that is when we make sure that we continually align with spirit. So we're using our creativity energy, continuing to align with spirit, and that's when we're going to start moving into real success, real power coming in, and that's what the rising sun. The rising sun is all about overcoming all those obstacles. And I'm just going to move these guys because I'm going to put up the other ones there. And the rising sun is all about just that, you know, like the new dawn after a day. Let's say a hard day, and then the next day is like a new dawn. It's like, okay, but this whole new dawn now is an era. Okay, now get these cards are all glossy. There. Okay, perfect. All right, and I'm going to put these ones up here. And so what's really cool is the cards that also came up for the monthly collective was commitment, creativity. There's the word creativity, and faith. Okay, so there's the faith. So have faith in your process right now. It's really important. Taking that into career, it's really important. I know usually like being an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur, you know, and you think about doing your business plan. It's all about that planning and strategy. Okay, well, if you're already an entrepreneur, you've probably already done the steps. Now, Spirit is asking you, have the commitment to align yourself with Spirit now, okay? So you're taking all that business, you're taking all that career, you're taking all your knowledge and everything, moving into the next phase, but you need that commitment because things are not going to look like what you're going to feel in your mind, okay? So that's really, really important. So we have an idea, we have a vision, we have kind of like a perception on how that's supposed to look like, but it's not going to look like that at all. This is all new, and this is a time, this is an era of Aquarius. We are moving into that Aquarian age. Right now, Saturn is in Aquarius. And that's very exciting. But, you know, he's going to move out of Aquarius and come back in. And so, you know, things are definitely not going to look like what they seem. Things are not going to kind of play out the way we have things planned in our mind. They're going to kind of take a different turns. There's going to be different turns, and there's going to be different ways. But the thing is you want that commitment. You said, well, I'm still going to be committed to this. So it's okay to have plans and your ideas. I'm going to start shuffling while I'm talking here so we can get on to the tarot portion. And it's okay to have plans and ideas, but we have to let go of that holding on to what these ideas and outcomes we want, okay? Because actually the outcome will be there. If you know, like, this is what I'm going for and this is what's going to happen, the outcome will happen. But how you get there, you know, that may be becoming more, you know, like your perception or how your vision and how you see how you're going to get there is going to be slightly altered, okay? It's not going to be exactly like how you envision it or how you plan it, if you will. So that's where the commitment comes in. You're like, well, I'm still committed to this. This didn't work out, but I'm committed. So this is where we fall back into faith and say, okay, Spirit. And this is why this inner work is so important, because it is showing us this is what's needed right now. To continue on, it's going to be a bit of back and forth between, all right, I'm working, I have this plan, I'm going to try to implement it, but, you know, we'll see where that goes. And that's where the faith is. So it's a bit of like a dance, that dance of balance, of back and forth. So that Libra energy, back and forth between having faith, so letting go, and then, you know, also going with that plan of action, if you will. Okay, and that's funny. At the bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Swords. Okay, great. So this is still the general portion. This is for all signs, and then we're going to get into each individual sign. Okay, one of the other things I wanted to mention is that we have, I always pull the moon cards as well. Right, we have, just going to put them out here first. Okay, so we have the answers you need are coming. Okay, exactly what I'm talking about. And this one talks about the full moon in Gemini, and that's a Gemini energy. So there is that sense, there is that energy of communication, you know, technology, that mental, you know, all that woo, I know what I want to say, but wow, things are coming in so fast. It just makes me all jumbled. But yeah, so basically all that like planning, strategy, communication, technology. Now, of course, again, there's also asking for a balance between technology and not. We don't want to kind of continue to move forward where we're moving into an era where everything is on technology. No, that's not balance. We're here to balance between spirit, and this technical age that's manifested age we're in on this planet. So we have to, that's why it's really crucial. This fire energy comes from divine creative energy. So we have to make sure we recognize that and honor that. We have to honor this creative energy within us. It's still the energy of the divine. Even though it's manifesting within us, it still comes straight from the divine. And that alignment is so important. And then we have the moon. This one talks about the north node. Sorry, not the moon. The north node, step out of your comfort zone. So that's that Aries energy. So pushing you, propelling you to step out of that comfort zone again. That's where the commitment comes in. So things are not working out as planned, for example, or as how you perceive things should look and go. So you know, and some things may fall apart altogether, but it's like still being committed to that kind of goal, to that end result. And then this is interesting. I love how this card came out. And it's the energy is gaining momentum, and that's the waxing moon, which is very interesting. I'm doing this on April 5th. I'm doing these recordings. And so this is just the day right after the 444 portal. So I'm finding it very cool that these readings are coming out through this time, because it's also talking about the waxing moon. And on the 7th, so today's the 5th, so like in 2 days, we are entering that super moon, that super pink moon, and it's the pink moon. And it's a moon in Libra. So very interesting. Even though it's Gemini, we have still balancing energies, okay? So that Libra energy is coming out, because that's what the rising sun card is also all about, is that your energies are justice is being, I want to say justice being served, but I don't really want to say, I guess I can say that, right? It's a business reading. So, but justice is being served. And we're having success because of everything already we have been walking in alignment. But the thing is, because it's a fragile energy, because there's a lot of creative energy, it's a very exciting energy. We have to make sure we stick to the commitment of aligning ourselves with spirit and not allowing to get, you know, into the ego, get into the way things are, into like every sign has a negative and positive, but getting into the negative aspects of Gemini, which is really holding on to those idealism. I wanted to go, but the positive side of Gemini is speaking loudly and coming through the reading of being flexible, that balance, like one way is looking that way, one way is looking that way. So that, again, like that dance I was talking about, that dance of, you know, back and forth, like, okay, this is what I know I need to do. I'm going to get this done. I have a plan of action, but at the same time, if this plan of action turns, you know, takes a turn, then that's okay. I can go with it. I have faith and I'm committed. And then everything else is coming out of creativity. So really, really honoring that. And so we're really pulling into this Libra full moon coming up on the 7th, and that's so exciting. Just when I saw that card come out, it's like, wow, Spirit, you know what you're doing for sure. So very exciting, because we do have, you know, we do have the strong Aries and Mars for planet and sign coming out. So that's like a double fire, like a really double fire. Okay, we're just going to get into the tarot portion, and then we're going to get in each individual sign. All right, so we're going to go into the tarot portion. There's a little card here. Unfortunately, I don't have much space, and, you know, sorry about that, but I'm trying to fit them in here. So basically, there's 3 cards lined up. You guys can see that third one down here. There's 3 cards lined up, and And then of course we have always the crossing energies, stabilizing energies that are feeding into the middle energy. So all my readings pretty much are based on my Hawaiian spread, which connects with the Ho'o Pono Pono, and that is aligning with the three selves. So the middle self, that's manifested here on Earth. The lower self, which is the bottom card here, and that's your subconscious. And then we have the higher self, which is your divine self. Okay, and then we have any hidden energies that are coming through, and any and then energies that we're being aware of, but Spirit wants us to either take a different spin on perception on what's going on, or just really bring that to light, make a point of that. And then when we get into each sign, I'll be clarifying with the Egyptian tarot. Okay, and so right off the bat on the bottom of the card, I kind of just pointed out. Really makes it hard when these cameras don't want to focus. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so basically that's what's really coming in. That's all that Libra full moon energy. And yeah, so balancing out. Of course, there's always this aspect of illumination with every full moon, but we have a super moon, so that illumination is going to be even stronger. And then we have sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second. So yeah, so things are going to be illuminated. So always the Ace of Swords always talks about, you know, that truth coming in and illumination. So also too, what I'm getting, you know, because it's the Ace of Swords, of course it lines right up to with the beginning. And what I like about this card is he's flying with that sword. So we're not sure exactly where he's going, but he does know one thing. He's got that sword pointed straight up to the heavens, if you will. And he's kind of flying in the middle of the sky there. So he's got the earth below and he's got the heaven above. And it's like, almost like, and you see how his hand is below down here. And it's almost like he's got a hold on things that are going on on earth. But he's also making sure that he's connected with the divine. And it's almost like this is like, I'm being drawn to this sword really being like an antenna, and it's like that, like it's an antenna for, he's not sure where he's going, but he's confident. You see how confident he looks? He's very confident. He's going in a very, he knows the direction he's going in is very clear, right? And the sword here is kind of like the antenna, connecting him to spirit, that is kind of acting like a compass, if you will, or a beacon, and it's guiding him every second of the way. So he knows exactly where he's going, because he's listening to the messages and energies and signs that, you know, spirit is giving from above. All right, so here's your energy for the collective. This is for all signs at the moment, and then we're going to get each individual sign. We have the Nine of Wands. Interesting energy coming out. Of course, Nine of Wands. Well, Nine of Wands could talk a bit about that independence. So, and of course, we have this lot of fire energy, Aries and all that. So that does talk about a lot of entrepreneurial energy. So a lot of you are really taking this turn to spin on career and job. And basically, you know, some of you may be moving into entrepreneurial. Some of you may be changing up, you know, your, business or career, you know, especially if it's your entrepreneurship. I don't know if that's a real word. I'm an entrepreneur, but I make up words all the time. But especially that, you may be thinking, well, I'm going to take a different spin on my business here. And because there have been a lot of, up until now, we've had a lot of challenges, a lot of, you know, I'm kind of getting the vision of fireworks, like explosive circumstances. And And that's really coming through. So like basically, you know, Nine of Wands talks about that wounded healer, you know, after like many battles. We got like 9 going on. So, you know, it could be the energy of like 9 years. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarian energy coming through. But we have Aries and Mars that, so there is definitely a turn on our take on entrepreneurship, but definitely independence. So one of the things Ish talks about is stepping into that power. So it is empowerment. It is taking back control, and that's what's coming through. However, there is also a caution with Ish that talks about, I should say Ish, sorry. There's a caution with Ish that stepping into our power is also making sure we're stepping into that power, aligning with the divine, because that's what's going to make a big difference. So really tap into your intuition. You can do a full moon meditation. This would be a great moon to do a full moon meditation, because one of the things to understand too is there's a lot going behind the scenes that are working in our favor, and that's that Libra full moon coming up. And pink is really nice. It brings about that really beautiful, you know, kind of like that softened, fiery energy. Basically, the color pink is if you take red and you add white to it. So it's a softened energy. So we want to tap into the softer aspects of fire, which is the aspects of fire that warm us, okay? Not the aspects of fire that burn us up. And that could be that Gemini, you know, duality in fire. So there's a fire that can burn us, and then there's the fire that can warm us. So we want to make sure we're tapping into that nurturing energy coming into the 4th house here. Tapping into the 4th house energies of Cancer, nurturing. So we want to make sure we're nurturing this fire, right? We don't want to build a bonfire. We want to keep that fire. And that's the other thing. When the fire gets out of control and it just kind of burns everything up and then it's out. We want to build the fire that's going to burn for the long run, because this is everything we begin now is going to take us into the long run. And here it is. So here it is. This talks a bit about, okay, I know if I was doing a love reading, this talks a bit about, you know, love coming in and stuff. Now, some of you actually might be partnering up with a twin flame. Doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner, but I do see that energy is coming up of working together with a partner that is like somebody that, you know, you have really connected, you have deep connections with, and it's like that twin flame energy. Now, twin flame energy can be a partner in business, it can be romantic, it can be a friend, but there is somebody coming in that you will be partnering up. And again, we got the 2 of Cups, so there's like that balance coming in. Okay, so you're going to see balance. I do see you working with somebody. I mean, if you're a bigger business owner, you know, you may have a lot of people you're working together with, but there's going to be somebody in particular that is really going to be adding to this new entrepreneurial passion. And then again, there's, in this case, this love is passion. We got that fire. Usually the term is fire under the ice, but ice is frozen water. But in this case, the water, that fire under the ice is beginning to melt this water. So you are feeling, you know, you have learned a lot. This is really important. So this is why you went through what you went through, because to move you forward, you have went through a lot. This is the wounded healer. He's kind of softened up, right? He may have went in to his battles as that Knight of Swords who just goes in and he doesn't he just does the job. Sometimes he doesn't even think. He just like, I know I got to get this job done. I'm just getting a job no matter what. And you know, and there's a lot of, you know, just like sometimes he can make a big mess. And but so you may have started out as that entrepreneur who was just like, I'm just getting this job done at any cost. But now you've learned a lot of lessons, and you learn sometimes at any cost might not be the answer, right? So your energy is softening up. So we're getting into more of the energy of nurturing your business or nurturing that career, whatever, you know. So if we take that aspect of whatever it takes to get to that job, we're nurturing that maybe that's not the best take. Maybe a better take is more tapping into who I really am. And if it doesn't work out with that job, well, maybe that's saying to me, that's not the right job. So using my creativity, I got to look for that job that I don't readily see. And that's the magician energy, the shaman energy, the shaman. And that's why he's so connected to the jaguar heart, because he's the night. He's the night walker, right? And he's the one that's very symbolic to Mayans, even today, in Meso and South America. The jaguar is so significant because he's also the one that they recognize as that spirit walker on Earth. He can go between worlds, right? Hidden. So that's what's coming through, is look for that job that maybe it's out there, but it's not that typical job, right? It's not that typical, white collar worker office job, if you will, or McDonald's job, if you will, or so entrepreneurship, now it's coming clear to me. Spirit is really showing me clear now, coming through in this reading, is you can still be somebody who just wants a job, but still be an entrepreneurial heart. And that's the magician, because a lot of entrepreneurials will tell you it takes a bit of magic, because they really have to be creative. They really have to be on their toes, because a lot of entrepreneurs will recognize, hey, I got to really work with what I have and make it work. I got to make magic. And that's a real magic that's coming out, is they really learn to make what they have work for them, to make abundance, right? So almost like, well, we talk a little biblical here. I'm not preaching any religion or anything. Everything is very like across the board, but it's a good story that, Jesus, he takes the bread and he turns it into fish for everybody, the whole community to eat. So kind of like that magic. He took what he had and he was able to feed the whole village. Okay. So that's the magic kind of energies that are coming in. And then, wow, look at that. And then this is the Eight of Cups. Very beautiful. The Eight of Cups is, yes, absolutely. And this is coming from the lower. This is also your lower chakra, your lower and sacral chakra. So in order for you to be creative and move forward into success, stepping into your true power now. That's what the sun's. This is a new day. This was not yesterday. This is today. So stepping into that new day, we have to walk away. And we learned these lessons. We don't want to be in these energies anymore. We don't want to be in the same battles moving forward. So, and that's even your instincts. Your lower self is your instincts, your gut instincts and everything. Even your instincts is saying, yes, walk away. So really important coming in, really listen to your intuition. I have a feeling a lot of us are going to get messages about our careers and everything moving forward with this pink new supermoon. It's a supermoon. Now coming from higher energies, this is coming from your divine higher self. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so what Spirit is saying, yes, you have felt that things have been moving slowly, especially maybe in the last past years, couple years, and things are moving slowly. But now is the time going to be moved fast. So continue. The only thing you want to continue with this energy right now. You are feeling like things are moving slow. You're not seeing anything, but you are feeling it. We have a lot of the fire energy. You are feeling that fire under the ice, and that ice is beginning to melt. So it's happening. So even though we may not be seeing a lot here on Earth, on the surface, a lot is happening below the surface. And so tapping into that, okay, having that faith, being committed to this whole new connection, this whole new way of doing things, the spirituality, being connected. If your spirituality recently just took a turn, we just had that 444 portal, I'm sure. A lot of you have had some connection to, like a lot of higher knowledge all of a sudden coming in, getting downloads, getting, visions, dreams, and all that coming in. And these are all has to do with everything moving forward. And the spirituality right now is going to be very, very important. Okay, and so things we're not seeing, there it is. Okay, again, there's that balance, Six of Pentacles, there's that balance. Everything's being balanced. This is talking about the Libra full moon. Okay, justice is being served. and balance is happening, and everything as above, so below. So a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening below, so they're going to be manifesting here on the surface. And what we are noticing is this Five of Swords. In this case, Five of Swords talks a bit about, like, you know, possible betrayal, being burnt, or being talked about and all that. But I'm really seeing the positive aspect of that Five of Swords, and that is that I almost got like the Four of Swords energy. So, and it's going to bring me back to our Ace of Swords, okay? So, and there it is. So we add that Ace of Swords to the 5, and we get 6. We get balance, okay? So what this card is saying, because this is also can be considered a future position. So what this card is saying is that, yes, anything that hasn't been serving you, or anybody that has been, I don't really like the word betrayal, but I just can't think of a better word right now, but anything that you have seen, okay, everything's been brought to light. So you have seen those who were working with you and those who were not so working with you. If you want to go as far as saying those working against you, we just don't want to take that in a paranoid sense. We want to take that in that 9. Okay, let's bring out that 9. So this is really significant, because this is you here right now today. Okay, this 9. So you've seen those that were, you know, basically really not working together with you. They're more. It's okay to serve yourself, but not, you know, but not in a you know, an illusional way. Not in a you know, in a way where I just don't want to use the word lying, but I can't think of that other word right now. Being deceived, not in that deceptive way, right? So you're seeing who is real and who is not real, basically, and you are walking away from all those energies. You're walking away from all those people. So also too, with this Ace of Swords, talks about, you know who to cut now. So you cut those energies, cut those people if you need to. You know, whether it's serving you or not. We need to do that, okay? And that's for your highest good. And that's what Five of Swords talk about. It talks about also being your highest good. Now, the thing about Five of Swords, it does talk about a victory, but it talks about a victory, unlike the Six of Wands. It talks about a victory that is kind of won, not necessarily in the right way, okay? And I kind of brought up that Knight of Swords, like before we got to the point of the wounded healer. You know, we won these battles, but there were certainly a lot of lessons happening. And, you know, let's say over a period of like 9 years. And but the beginning of the 9 years, you started off with that Knight of Swords. You just went in and just did what needed to be done. But that, you know, brought up a lot of surprises, a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, and of course maybe a lot of heart lessons of you know, people burning you. All right, that fire energy. And so you learnt this Five of Swords lesson, that, and again, see how that's like Knight of Swords, we have Five of Swords, that sword energy, that let's not just come in and just, you know, take over the house. Let's nurture it a little bit. Let's soften the energies a little bit and see what is the appropriate way. See is actually where I'm going, is everything, is this really the right way? Is this really appropriate? And this is where we bring in this guy to make a Six of Swords, moving into calmer waters, right? As we mentioned, I'm going to do it this way because I wanted him to look like he's moving to the future, and moving into calmer water, and that's where the sword becomes an antenna. So now it's not a weapon; it becomes a tool of guiding. Okay, so that's really beautiful. I'm actually going to put those right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I hope you enjoyed that portion. You can leave it there if you like, or we're going to go into each individual sign. All right, I look forward to seeing you over there. Aloha, look for your sign.